Hi, everybody. We're live. Let's put it up on the Discord. Hi, everyone, we are live. And copy and paste. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Avatar stream. Our anti-penultimate stream. That means second from the last. Or third from the last. As in we got today, next week, the week after that. But up. In this series, not of all time. Copyright free lo-fi. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. All right, how many people we got? It's 9:01. We usually give it a couple minutes. Hello. Thank you all for hanging out with us to talk about avatars. We got 3 fun avatars today. An orc, a monster, and a secret third one. So something unique about all these three avatars, and I'll repeat this again later, is that none of them have a rig. We're going to be rigging all 3 of them via Mixamo to show people how to take truly any avatar without a rig and get it into MetaTailor, because MetaTailor does require your avatars to have a rig. Which reminds me, I should open up Mixamo. All right, that's ready to go. It's got our character from a few streams ago. Excellent. Give it just a little bit longer. We usually start around 9:03, 9:04. We got a couple people here today. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Starting out with a couple more people than normal. All right, so once again, welcome to the MetaTailor live stream. This is our weekly live stream where I answer your questions and I show you something cool. For the last couple of weeks, we have been doing this theme of back to school. We started out with the basics of MetaTailor, starting with the very beginning of MetaTailor. What's the marketplace? What are the tools? What's the dynamic layers? Truly the beginnings of MetaTailor. Last week, we took a look at importing outfits and different outfits and getting those onto any character that you want. Now, today, we're looking at avatars. We're importing avatars, and these are specifically 3 avatars that we have pulled off the web from Sketchfab. You can find them on Fab, DeviantArt, other places. We've got a lot of past live streams where we have done exactly that. Avatars from DeviantArt or Fab and stuff like that. Today, I'm specifically just looking at really cheap, easy Sketchfab avatars. Now, next week, we're taking a look at our Character Creator 4 and or 5 plugin. So, if you're here for avatars from Character Creator, this is not the stream for that. That's next week. The week after that, we're looking at our Unreal Engine plugin. And with that one, we usually pull MetaHumans down. So if you're looking for a stream for MetaHumans, that's not this one. That is 2 weeks from now. Now, if you need this information instantly, all you have to do is check out our YouTube. We've done past YouTube live streams. We've done past YouTube videos on how to do those exact things. So if you're here specifically for Character Creator avatars or MetaHuman avatars, check out in the past or hang out for 2 more weeks and we're covering both of those things. Today, we're just looking at any avatar you pull from anywhere. So we're going to be rigging it in Mixamo, getting it ready. So all 3 of these are unique in the fact that they have no rigs. We'll be rigging them live on stream and then bringing them into MetaTailor. All right, so if you're interested in more stuff like this, I was reading Welcome to MetaTailor from one of our amazing devs who's hanging out in the chat with us. So if you're interested in more videos like this one, always make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also follow us on our Discord channel. Our Discord channel is a fantastic support community. Join us there. I will drop the link for the Discord in the chat here in just a second. That is where we announce all these live streams. That is where we drop new videos and stuff like that. We just did a quick little 2-minute video on Character Creator 5 because they just upgraded from 4 to 5. So we did a quick video to show you that our plugin still works. That was dropped on Discord. It was dropped on YouTube. So if you want those notifications, make sure you follow our Discord channel. And where is my invite people? Copy link. Let's drop that in here. Other things we do on Discord sometimes is we have secret live streams. Secret streams for just our Discord community, especially when we're announcing new things. We'll usually do our very first stream on Discord to show all of those amazing users on Discord, and then we do another live stream a couple days later on YouTube. So if you want the newest information as fast as possible, the best place to do that is over Discord. So let's jump into it. I'm done talking. Let's go ahead and open up MetaTailor, take a look at these characters. Let's open up Maya as well, just kind of talk about some of the stuff I did for some of these characters. Now, I use Autodesk Maya. You can use any 3D software. Everything I did, you can do in Blender, 3ds Max, whatever you have available to you. Pretty much all I did in these is I deleted the bones, made sure the characters were scaled down to about 1 or visible within the camera, but I wanted to give you a peek at these characters, at least 2 of them, before we actually jump into them, so you can kind of see the steps and what to expect as we go along. All right, go to the desktop list week. I'm on the right side today. I think that'll be okay. I might have to move me. All right. I haven't checked for updates. It should be fine. Yeah. Let that run. All right. So let's go ahead and import one of our first ones. Desktop, we'll start with the orc. The reason why I'm starting with the orc today, orc FBX, that's the orc FBX that I created. It was an OBJ. MetaTailor can read OBJs, Mixamo can read OBJs. I just prefer FBXs. They've got more data, more information. But essentially, all I did with this guy is I selected everything and exported it out as an FBX. This guy in particular did not need a lot of work. He was pretty much ready to go. But this orc is very humanoid. This doesn't have to be an orc. This could just be a really burly man. But the texture pack that I have for this guy is called Orc. And I love fantasy. If you've watched any of my past live streams, I love fantasy, I love Dungeons and Dragons, and everything's kind of knights and shining armor themed. But that is our first character, is this big burly orc guy. So we're gonna bring that over to Mixamo in just a second. Our second character, back to our desktop, is this monster. And I've got 2 FBXs, the first FBX and the fixed FBX. Let's take a look. So this is how it came in. Huge, massive, gargantuan. I had to go through and find the actual object itself, delete all this nonsense, delete the light, delete the camera, because this was a USDZ file. So actually I brought it into Blender, exported it out as an FBX, and then brought it back into Maya. So this one took a little bit extra work, but it's this cool guy. He's a little low poly, but he's got some cool textures. The other thing I did with this one that you'll notice is he's got this loincloth. That's just gonna cause a lot of issues with our pants. So I deleted the loincloth, and that's going to be in the fixed FBX. So import monster fixed. So there he is. I just deleted that, and because of that, he's gonna have this cool texture, but it does not work in that area that I deleted. So just ignore those parts, but I thought this guy was pretty cool. A little bit on theme as we're getting into the spooky season here. So this is 2 of our 3 avatars. The third avatar is a secret, and you have to stick around to the end of the stream to see what the third avatar is. Fair warning, I don't know if the third avatar will work. It is more fun for me than anything else. So, like I said, all 3 of these characters didn't have a rig, so we need to rig them. The easiest way to rig any character to make it work in MetaTailor, not only work in MetaTailor, but work with all the animations in MetaTailor, is to use Mixamo. So if you've got a static character like those 2 that I just showed you, all we have to do is hop over to Mixamo right here, and we can upload a character. Upload a character, it wants FBX, OBJ, or a zip. I've got all 3 right here. Let's go ahead and start with our orc. Go to source, go to that orc fixed. Let's make sure my folder is out of the way here. And drop that right there. Mixamo is pretty fast. It's pretty much ready to go with its auto rigger. I'll go ahead and hit next. You just have to place a couple of things. Can I zoom in here while I do this? Yes, I can. So I'm going to take my chin and pull that up right about there. I'll take my wrists, drop it maybe a little bit. I'm looking at that top right box right there. Grab my elbows, and I'm making sure I grab the left side and put it on the left side. I feel like in the past, I could be wrong, that if I mix this up, it actually mixes up the rig and the mirroring, and we don't want to do that. And then our groin. That's the last part we want to aim for, right about there. All right, so all of those points are set up on the body. It's got a little guide right here. We hit next, and we just let it do its thing. We let it run. We let it do what it needs to do. And then when it's ready, we'll export it out. Usually it doesn't take the full 2 minutes. If you have any questions or anything about MetaTailor or anything that you are struggling with, feel free to drop it in the chat. I try to answer it. If it's something I can show live on stream, I'm always happy to do so. Otherwise, I might save it to the end and show you at the end of the stream if it's something that I can display. All right, so there's our orc character. Wonderfully rigged. All we have to do is hit next. Yep, I had a character in there already. It's just warning me, do you want to delete that character? Yep. All right, so here he is, ready to go. And if you wanted to, you could always kind of throw one of these animations on there to test it, but it looks good. To get rid of those, you can just hit this X over here. And now we just need to export him. So we can hit download. FBX, perfect. T-pose, perfect. Download. It's going to ask me where. Hopefully it asks me where. Yep, I'm going to drop it right in that orc FBX. And I like to add the tag mix under source and save. Keep all those iterations. While we're in here, why don't we quick just do the monster as well? And we'll come back to this when we do our third one. So let's upload a character. Grab our monster. Fixed. Drop it in here. There he is. Next. So pretty much everything's the same. For his chin, I did put it where his chin is, right there. Hit next. Let it run, let it think. Can you show the pipeline of MetaHuman to MetaTailor to UE 5.6 and close and physics? Billy, that is a fantastic question. That is not in the purview of the stream today. We will be showing that in 2 weeks, but we also have YouTube videos and live streams in the past where we have done that. So if you reach out over Discord, you can either reach out directly to me or you can throw it in the general channel. We should have a YouTube video walking you through those exact steps. I believe it's to 5.6 unless there's a update that I'm not aware of. I don't use Unreal every day, but I'm pretty sure it's 5.6. But we should have a YouTube video that walks you through those exact steps. And that is what we're doing on Unreal Week in 2 weeks. But like I said, if you need it now, we got a video for you. So like I said, reach out over Discord because that basically take that pipeline to kind of walk through it, to talk through that takes the whole hour. So that would kind of just I don't mind bogarting the stream sometimes for smaller things near the end, but then I would be here till 11 o'clock at night, and I don't like talking that long. That's a lot of talking, and I gab the whole time. All right, our character is ready to go, so I'll go ahead and hit next. It's saying, do you want to delete the orc? Yep. Whoa, he's in the ground. That is, can I move him? No. That shouldn't be an issue. We'll find out the hard way when we bring it into MetaTailor. I know with Unreal characters it can be an issue. I don't know with Mixamo characters if it'll be an issue. Monster. Fixed mix. There we go. All right, we'll check it out in a little bit. Let's close out of this. And let's go ahead and we got MetaTailor open. Oops. You're on the wrong screen, buddy. Let's try it again. I recorded it on a different screen and now it's stuck over there. I know there's a hotkey to shrink it too. Don't have to look that up. Why are you taking forever? Wait. There it is. All right, now it's on the correct screen. They've grown way too large. All right. So here's my MetaTailor. If you see all these characters, all of these characters have been featured in a video in some sort of live stream. They're all available for free except for CC5 Mila right here. This character right here is from Character Creator 5. But everything else here we've done on live streams and in past videos. So if there's ever anything you are interested in seeing, let us know. All right, let's go ahead and hit new project. We're starting with our Orc Warrior. Confirm. All right, so we've got all of our wonderful stuff in the content browser, but we're gonna start off right off the bat by importing the avatar. So we've got the wonderful MetaHuman avatar right here, but let's go ahead and hit import, and we're gonna choose avatar. Now, avatars need to be FBXs, MTCs, GLTFs, or GLBs. If you have the option, I always just stick with FBXs. I think FBXs work the best. Everything can read an FBX. So let's go ahead and grab our FBX and our FBX mix. All right, it brings in our character. He's ready to go. If we needed to apply a pose, I think that's what's going to fix our monster. You can click on that. We'll just call this Orc Avatar. And I do have a texture map for him. And I have a normal map. Make those muscles more defined. I think there was, they call it a gloss, but I'll put that under roughness. Gotta make him shiny. Ooh, he's slick. What was the last one? They called it specular. I'll put that under metal. It doesn't have any really metallic spots. Just the one texture. If your character had multiple textures, you could change which textures you're applying this to right here. And you can change your hues and saturations and stuff like that here. But let's go ahead and hit next step. All right, this is our mesh extractor. If you had something you needed to extract, if you had clothes you needed to extract, this would be a great place to do it. I show a glimpse of it on the video we just dropped, showing for Character Creator 5. We've got other videos in the past. You can see this is getting a little repetitive. We got videos on everything. Anything you need to know about MetaTailor, we've got a video on it. But we got videos on the mesh extractor, and we're gonna be looking at the mesh extractor next week with Character Creator 5. But that's what this page is. I don't need to split anything off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit next step. And now we check our landmarks, and MetaTailor usually does an amazing job. There was, I think, one time when I pulled a character off of DeviantArt where I had to do a lot of work to get it kind of into position with our landmarks. MetaTailor does a really good job of landing those landmarks where it needs to go. Like you can see these heels right here, it did a pretty good job. And you always want to spin around to make sure you feel like they're in the right spot in every angle. Mainly because we're not working in an orthographic view. So you always want to make sure your changes are sticking where they're supposed to. There we go. That looks good. I'll leave those toes there. Knees look good, legs look good, belly looks good. I can pull the nipples forward. Oops. Didn't want to do that. Don't like the free range. I like to put them more like front of the pec. I don't like free moving them like this because then it puts them in the wrong spot as I keep doing it because I can't see the arrows. All right. All right, it did an okay job. There we go. Arm, elbow. The elbow feels, let's check it on the back. No, that feels right. That feels right. Neck base, you can see the skull base. It's having a little bit, he's got this big hulking back. So we'll put the skull base more like right there. Neck base, I'll pull up a little bit higher. Maybe down a little bit more, back a little bit more, right about there. Skull crown, top of the skull right here. And our nose tip. Right there. Check all that. So once your landmarks are in place, this was relatively easy. I didn't really have to do much to it. Once your landmarks are in place, you can just hit next step. For Character Creator 5 and MetaHumans, those landmarks are almost perfect every single time. You always double check. Always double check. You never know what happens. But this is a character off Sketchfab, and this is how good MetaTailor did just based off of Sketchfab. So let's go ahead and hit next step. And he's ready to go. Wow, that was fast. I was expecting that to take a second. I was waiting for the loading bars. Awesome. So now we've got an avatar. That was it, everybody. We can now go in and start adding some clothing. I think I have some orc armor from a past stream. Let's go ahead and apply that. It's got this kind of like skin tone to it. This is for more of an assassin character, more stealthy. This character is much more burly than that. Let's go ahead and throw the orc shoulders on there, but it should still look really cool. I will give that a little shrink wrap, but also add some thickness, make it a little tighter, make it a little thicker in general. That looks good. That looks good. I don't know if I like this, though. Let's lose the shoulder. The shoulder really isn't designed for this guy. Let's give him the toga. That looks good. Let's give him the van braces. That looks good. Content browser. Like, I'm just spinning around real quick. I call this the pant. So you need some work. Thickness. Take the shrink wrap off of this pants right here. Oh, no, that's the right way. So it does not like those boots. His legs are too thick for these boots. So let's lose these. They worked on the other guy. They don't have to work on this guy. Let's go take out the orc part. Look up shoes. I gotta have some cool looking shoes in here. I could do the pirate boot. So that tells me this happened twice. So maybe my landmarks were off. Edit landmarks. Maybe those toes did need to come forward a little bit. Maybe those heels need to come down a little bit more. Confirm. Move the boot. Now that's way too big. But big's okay because I could shrink wrap that. Oh, no, I can't. So his feet are acted up. Let's get something that's clown shoes. See, I always like to cheat the toes smaller. It didn't like that. Let's try it again. Edit our landmarks, bring those toes back in then. Our knees are at a good spot. Our heels are at a good spot. All right, confirm. Content browser. Let's try these boots again. Looks like his legs are just in a weird shape, so I guess he just doesn't get shoes. Fine by me. Let's take you, add a little thickness to you, and I can mirror you over. What do we have for helmets? Let's go to our headpieces. We got goggles, top hat, always wonderful. Looks like a Victorian bruiser from like Shadowrun or something like that. Let's give him a idle pose. What do we have more appropriate to give him a Roman head? You can give him a skull mask that feels a little too modern. That's pretty cool. Like, you could scale that up. You could get that. You could incorporate that into an outfit. This is the hood that goes with the set. Pull that down my dynamic layers. Drop that underneath. All that. Have that tucked in right there. And that's pretty good looking. Drop those pants down. There we go. Give those a little thickness. When you see the skin popping out like that, you can just pop some thickness in there. Yeah, something's up with his legs because you can see it starts to break right here, so it's missing something. That's okay. He still looks pretty cool for importing an avatar and just adding a whole bunch of adding an outfit on there from past streams. All right, so there's our fantasy orc. Let's go more sci-fi. We got Spartan. Everything but the helmet. Now he's feeling less orc and more alien. And so this just needs a little touch up. So I can take you down to the bottom. We got you right there. Thigh looking pretty good. I could probably scale, oops, the whole thing out a bit. Maybe down a little bit, up a little bit. Confirm. All right, that looks good. Maybe with you, I just needed to help it along with some of these pant pieces. You can go over the thigh so that part sticks out. There we go. That looks good. This part's looking good. We can mirror all of these over. And the reason why I'm putting so much effort into this is because when we create our monster, we'll try to just transfer all this over, back and forth. All right, where's our bicep? Right there. His biceps are huge compared to Master Chief. We still need to add some thickness to get over all that. I think you can get away with just some thickness, maybe a little bit of scaling. Let's lose the pauldrons. You there, take your thickness down, way down. Bring your shrink wrap up. Scale the whole thing down a little ways. Pull it down a little ways. Confirm. I didn't mirror you guys over yet. Pauldron is struggling a lot, so let's make it big. I don't know why it keeps trying to go under that. So we can always take apply layering off. Our effects layering. That Pauldron's having a hard time with the animation. But hey, he still looks cool. Looks a little bit like Shrek. All right, I think I'm done playing with him for a little bit. Let's import the monster. Import avatar desktop. Yeah, we got that. Sorry, I almost forgot like the Mixamo part, but we did do the Mixamo part. Mixamo. All right, so it did kind of put him through the ground. Let's hit apply pose, and there we go. It brings him back up for us. So that saves us a little bit of time. It did pull his arms out in a strange way because of how it was rigged. We'll live with it. He isn't a great model, and we did rig it in Mixamo. So that's why it's having so much pulling under there. Something like this is not really fixable by us. As a rigger, I would take this into Maya and re-rig it and fix it myself with some different skin weighting, but we're just gonna have to live with it for today. Because I attached the texture in Maya and then exported it out as an FBX, MetaTailor already made that connection for us. So that's a nice little bonus that MetaTailor can do. You can read those connections that were already there, so I don't have to do those extra steps. Don't need this. Arm, arm. Bring these down. This also kind of like tells the clothes where to sit on the body. Belly, belly, good. Bring the legs back a little bit. He's got weird legs. Knees are good. His feet will probably be just as weird as our orc. So he's got a weird body shape. So I'm expecting a couple of things here to struggle. All the outfits are not going to work on this character, but we're going into that knowing this. I just want to show you that transfer. Anything you do can work. You can put whatever you want here. You can bring whatever avatar from anywhere you want. So I wanted to find one that's a little bit more weirdly shaped. And actually, it did a pretty good job with that Spartan armor. We'll have to go through and add some thickness and maybe move stuff. But overall, it did a pretty good job of stretching that across our character. But let's give him something else. Let's clear out the Spartan. How many armors do I have? What kind of armor do I have? I got the Roman. I got the Vegeta. I'm not going to do the Adeptic because that's huge. Well, let's go to our marketplace. Let's see if our marketplace has something cool for this guy. So we can go to our marketplace. The marketplace is available to everybody. If you're a pro user, you get a lot more with that subscription price. You get everything created by MetaTailor, everything that's Creative Commons. You get unlimited imports. You can import an infinite number of outfits. And you have access, it's not for free, but you have access to all of the other artists that are creating stuff, like our amazing Sadie right here. I can click on Sadie and look at their amazing pieces right here. So Sadie has been an artist since the beginning. They are selling their stuff on here. You can buy all of this stuff. I give Sadie so many plugs, only because I really like their stuff. And it's an example to everybody else that if you wanted to create something and sell it on our marketplace, you're more than welcome to do so. It is down here, right here. Become Seller. I want to make sure my head wasn't in the way. I forgot I was on the right-hand side. Become Seller. You can apply to become a seller and sell your own pieces on here as well. So that's something cool. But let's go ahead and go back to our clothes. What do we have? Ooh, this devil's mask. He already has horns, but that would be really cool. That would have been cool on our orc. I like this ancient wooden head. I wonder how that looks. There's new stuff in here from the last time we streamed. We are updating and adding stuff all the time. I have never seen this ancient wooden head. So that's really cool. I've never seen the bicycle suit, these blue cameo shorts. From the last time we streamed, I have not seen some of this stuff. Zombie camo mask. You can give him a bullet belt, Mad Max bullet belt. I'm just kind of looking around. We can give him a better waist, this zombie Viking waist. That's cool. I always love the blacksmith boots. Clean, easy boots. Well, now we have to. My silliness always takes control. I don't understand it. So you can see I downloaded a bunch of these. I can't contain my silliness. I apologize. Okay, so the mask is struggling with the head, but if I take away effects layering, I should be able to pull this out. Oh, it's like a round piece. Okay. I thought it was more flat. That's pretty cool, though. I like that, but maybe not for this guy. I'll have to try it on something else. What kind of feet did he have? He had normal-ish feet. So these blacksmith boots might work. Okay, so these blacksmith boots are one piece. The one piece is real. So whenever it's one piece, I have a harder time with that. When I do something like... Are these one piece as well? Or are they two pieces? I think this is going to be one piece. Yep, that's one piece. I'm looking for like a single shoe that's not an FBI agent shoe because that's boring. That's not matching. Like the pirate boot. The pirate boot is great because then you can go in and you can make those edits, those twists, those scales to try to get that to fit a little bit more realistically to the foot. When it's two shoes, you can't do that. You're kind of just locked into where they sit. So whenever I import shoes, I always try to make sure it is one shoe that I'm mirroring over. All right, so that's wrapping the calf a lot better. Let's add some thickness to that. Let's scale it up just a bit more. All right, so that's fitting over his entire foot. It's there. Mirror that over. What else we had? We had the Viking. So this will be interesting if we go back up to the top. Get our Viking waist because he had a loincloth that I deleted and now we're trying to add it back in. It's following the shape of the leg, so that's interesting. It is doing what I wanted it to do. So it got a little too big. It's spreading out fairly wide where you can see where that transparency is. But it still looks pretty cool. I'll probably still keep that, even though it's kind of flying out in a weird way. That's not too bad. And might end up breaking it, but this guy, because it's a Mixamo rig, we should be able to go and add why don't we have simple walking? You can see where the Viking skirt here is having a little bit of trouble because of its size. There we go. I mean, he's walking, he's got bones, he's got arms, he's got gorgeous, luscious locks. So look how easy that is. You got male Wendigo, female Wendigo, male Wendigo, female Wendigo. You're ready to create all the characters for your World of Warcraft game right there. Male and female versions of your Wendigo. Now, once again, we're showing how great avatars are. So let's go over to our avatars and let's go ahead and take everything we just created right here and just change it to an avatar. Change it to something completely different. Everything we did right there works perfectly fine on a completely different avatar. We could throw it onto one of our CC5 characters. We could throw it onto the Demogorgon. We always love playing with a Demogorgon. There it is. Works great. We can come back up. Throw it on Kev. Kev from Character Creator. Kev was from Character Creator 4. Kev still exists in Character Creator 5, but we made this one when Character Creator 4 was out. See, the hair doesn't feel too wrong on this character. It feels a little bit like Henry Cavill's version of The Witcher, but a little bit more, you know, Tresemme. And the character we just brought in should be in here. There's Orc. There's Monster. There's Karlach from way back when. So one other thing I wanted to look at is our physics before we jump into our final character, which is our goofball character. We can go into physics. It's still in a preview mode as it creates all the physics for this, but you can see it has added some physics. I've got my Zombie Viking waist right here, and we can auto-generate the parameters. We can manually paint the parameters. Let's take a look at it. It did a pretty good job. I might just keep that the way it is, but let's go ahead and take a look. We had that walking before, and now look at it. Now look at how it hugs the legs properly. This is the physics that is inside MetaTailor. This is the physics that we're talking about, linking the physics up and stuff like that, physics maps. If we wanted to, we can go back to our not auto-generate, we can go to a manual paint blending, and as it's on here, we can go in and we can add some more. So we've got full strength. You can see it starts to loosen it up. I can make my radius a little bit smaller. The more I paint down here, the more bouncy it gets. Same with the backside over here. Look at that. This is off a Sketchfab avatar of an orc. This is not a MetaTailor designed avatar. This is not MetaTailor designed zombie outfit. None of this was like specifically optimized for this stream. This is me just playing around passively and getting all this to work. All right, let's take it the other way. Let's get a little bit more stiffness up here. Really give it a good anchor point here in the belt. Look at that. Oops, I flooded it so it has no movement. Take it the other way. Flood it this way. It starts to fall down like my kid running to the bathroom. All right, strength all the way down, radius. I paint, so I gotta give it a point to pin to. You can see it's loose in the front. It just takes painting. It just takes coming in here. What I was looking to do when I accidentally flooded that was just kind of add a little bit more gray into the sides so it's not so harsh. But you can sit in here and you can play with these parameters all day and get that looking really cool. We wanted to click on the hair and hit auto generate parameters. We do that. We can manually paint the parameters on the hair. Flood it all white. Look at that, just a little bit of painting. Make my brush smaller, make it a little wider. Make it bouncier, bouncier, bouncier. More luscious, more luscious, more amazing. Pantene Pro V right here, Pantene commercial. Too much, bring it back. Put those roots back in there, there we go. Got some Baywatch in here. He's running to save you. Everything's bouncing, everything's jiggling. Somebody clip that. That's hilarious. All right. So those are that's avatars. Avatars are super simple. Avatars are super easy to bring in. They have got those three main steps. First off, a little bit of cleanup in something like Maya. Then you import them, add your textures, and then you just gotta place those landmarks. Once you do those three things, your character's ready to go. I mean, and some of those you can skip. Sometimes you've got a nicely rigged character. You don't even have to clean it up in Maya. You don't have to take it to Mixamo. If you don't care about the textures because you're taking it into something like Unreal Engine and you're hooking up the textures over there, you don't have to do that step. So all of these things are just making it super easy. Really, the only thing you have to do is double check and fix those landmarks if you need to fix them. But that's avatars. So let's go ahead and take a look at our super secret avatar. What everybody has been waiting for. I don't know if this is going to work. Once again, it is one of those moments where my silliness takes control. So let's get silly. My joie de vivre. Let's take a look at it. All right, so we got our orc. Let's go to Mixamo. Mixamo is where you're going to see this character for the first time. I will not reveal them before this. Secret avatar. Secret fixed. It's a Labubu. I saw this when I was looking for avatars, and I'm like, I absolutely must. I must. We have to dress our Labubu. How could we abandon this sweet, sweet child and not give it a wonderful little outfit? It's not a good model. And also it had tubes all over the outside of it. Just thousands and thousands of tubes to render out the fur. And it rendered out nicely. It rendered out okay, but I didn't want to bring in like a million polys worth of hand-painted tube hair for this character. It probably was N hair or N-Gon hair or something like that. I don't even know. But he was fuzzy. I got a picture of him. I rendered it out with Arnold. So this one will not have the fuzz. It's going to be a flat textured Labubu. We'll go ahead and get this Labubu in here. We'll get a dress. We'll try to get a hat on it. We'll try to get a shirt on it. But because of its disgusting weird body shape, I don't... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that is horrifying. I don't know how well it'll work. What should we make him do? Rumba dance. All right, let's get this monstrosity over to MetaTailor. Yeah, we can probably keep it under monster. We can probably keep it under monster. Get it a Labubu mix. Close out of MetaTailor. So there's like an 80% chance this is not going to work, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Oh, he is so cute in MetaTailor. That's way too adorable. The lighting, better textures. I don't need to add, yeah, all the colors are already linked. I don't need to add any colors. He's already good to go. Next step. Oh, I thought it would give me the little hair piece, but it didn't. I was going to separate the little hair piece. All right, let's see here. His toe is through the ground, so we have to take a couple steps back here and bring him up a little higher. There we go. This is some new age stuff, guys. There is nobody else on the internet. There's nobody else in the 3D world that is dressing a Labubu. I'm not going to say what I'm doing. I'm not going to explain this part right here. It feels sacrilegious. Gotta drop these arms down a little bit. There we go. So if you actually wanted to dress a Labubu, let's say this is something realistic you need for a game project. Clearly we just learned right here, don't use Mixamo. You have to rig it yourself. Mixamo does not know how to rig a Labubu. I don't know why. Their dev team is failing. They're dropping the ball on this job. MetaTailor's dev team, absolutely not. We are Labubu forward, Labubu centric. All right, we got that top hat, so we gotta go find that top hat. Midnight top hat. If you don't want his ears to show up, we can come in and we can use our visibility brush and we'll sculpt layered and we can hide the ears. There's Labubu ears so that this hat fits a little bit better. Confirm. Gotta go in. What kind of fancy clothes do I have? Give it a little dress. Peach dress doesn't work. Otherwise, I would absolutely do the peach dress. I don't have any good dresses, so let's go to the marketplace. To the marketplace! Clothes. Genre, clothing type. I want a just a nice little dress. What do we have? Oh. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. MetaTailor, it just works. It needs a little help, but you get the idea. Oh, it's breathing. Let's give it some sneakers. Oh, it doesn't know how to do the sneakers because his feet are weird. Let's give it... That's a sweater from the other day. Let's give it... What do we have here? I'm looking for something simple. Let's give it a cardigan. There we go. Back to our bind pose. So it's trying to work, but we need a better rig on him. So we'll turn this into a vest instead. He's cute. We're dressing our Labubu. All right, right, everybody, that's it for tonight's stream. Thank you for watching me import 2 avatars for real, and then humoring me as we import and dress a Labubu. It's gonna make me cackle every single time that we go into our avatars from now on and take a look at all of our avatars. Let's zoom out far enough so avatars. Let's apply this to our bring his ears back. Set his default avatar. I can't do that. That would be against the rules. He looked better unrigged when we were first importing him before it got all those joints in there. All right, so that's it. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see more live streams like this one, or if you want to see more videos that we are putting out. As a reminder, next week is the penultimate stream for the school back to school sessions that we're doing right now. We're looking at Character Creator 5. We're going to be looking at Character Creator 5 and how that intermingles with our plugin and how that works seamlessly with MetaTailor. And then the week after that, we're taking a look at Unreal and our Unreal plugin and how that works well with works perfectly with MetaTailor, bouncing back and forth. So those are our next 2 streams in this series. And that's it for our back to school series. There will be more live streams after that, so make sure you follow us on Discord to see notifications on what those are and what we're doing. And then without further ado, go on, get out of here. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging around. Go get dressed. We'll see you later. I fix this Labubu. Get on out of here. Wonder if I can get a better. Import. Now, once it applies the Mixamo bones, it breaks it. It's right before it adds those Mixamo bones. We'd have to rig it ourselves. All right, everybody. This is actually it. Now I'm out of here.